what level of fitness or previous yoga experience is required for the program? So generally, what we require for the program, well, firstly, Jane, I know your practice and you're fine. So just to answer that question directly to you, your practice where it is, you are ready to come in and do this work. And for everyone else watching the recordings, I don't know obviously who's going to be watching it. Generally, it's not a fixed number or set of times you need to do a practice for X amount of years. This is why I actually have an interview process. For most people, it's around at least a minimum of a year of yoga practice. For some people, it might be less if you've had other forms of movement or connecting to your body type practices. Some people are dancers. Some people are, different people come in with different expertise and experiences and past experiences. So that's kind of generally what I want. So I want to see that people have some level of awareness or beginnings of awareness and connection to the body, at least some kind of a practice under the belt. If it's not for complete newbies or brand new beginners. So like, you heard Isabel there say she had a year of practice as she was in a circle. Then, she led into the Inspire process. Jane, your practice is all good. You're ready to roll. So you're good to go. Any other questions, do pop it in the chat. Otherwise, I think I will answer with some frequently asked questions. So frequently asked questions, what do people say? I don't have the time. I don't know if I'm going to have the time. And sometimes time doesn't just, the resources like time, money doesn't just fall in our laps. I think that's actually why, you want to sit with why you're considering doing this work. How important is it to you? How soon would you like the results? The longer you wait, the longer you're delaying the results. Just today, actually, literally before this session started, I had a student of mine post on Instagram and tag me, and she was, I didn't realize, sometimes I'm always blown away by my students' stories. This woman actually joined us in back in the day when we had the training in Ibiza. It was pre-pandemic, and she was struggling with anxiety. I think her mom was diagnosed with cancer. She was just going through a really, really tough time and challenging time. She didn't have the money. She didn't have the time. She applied. We got in the comment, on the chat, and the call, and I said to her, you're ready, right? This is your time, because I really felt that with her when I talked to her. And she went, and her words today, I didn't realize she took a loan, but she went and actually took a loan. And I'm not suggesting you need to get in debt. That's not what I'm suggesting, but that, was right for her. So she did it. And she came, and the loan allowed her to pay it over a long period of time, I guess, interest free. And today is the last day. She's paid off her last payment, and her life has changed. Today she's teaching. She's this amazing yoga teacher. She teaches in all these amazing yoga studios up in Scotland, in Edinburgh. And she's transformed, so many people's lives, and she's living her dream life. She's not working in a coffee shop anymore. Nothing wrong with working in a coffee shop. She just didn't want to do that. And, she could have said, I don't have the money, or I don't have the time, or life's too difficult right now. It's not convenient right now. So when people say to me like, I don't have the time, or I can't afford it, I'm going to wait. It's like, can you afford not to? Can you afford not to put the time in? Can you afford not to, when the pandemic hit, no one could predict that. No one knew that, right? Well, I don't know if anyone knew that, but I certainly didn't. A lot of people didn't. When it hit, it just hits, right? We just don't know what's going to happen the next moment in life. So why wait? Why wait? She did it pre-pandemic. And actually through the pandemic, she could teach yoga online. That's another cool thing about doing this process. If you're going for the qualification, then you've got another way of not just helping people and change their lives, you have a way of making an income as well. The question of, am I good enough? People normally ask this question of, am I good enough? If you made it this far into the presentation, it's this conversation, I'd say follow the part of you that guided you here, the curiosity that led you here. If you're not good enough, you wouldn't be considering this process this far in. So just take that first step, put in the application. You got nothing to lose. If if it's not right for you, get your money back anyway. Or if we don't accept you onto the program, right, we refund you the money. So you've really got nothing to lose and everything to gain. The other thing is people say, the other question that people ask is like, what if, I change, my life transforms? I can see all these people. I've, watched the testimonials on the website, and it's worked for all these other people. Will it work for me, little old me? And if it does work for me, will the people around me accept me and love me still? Like my family and friends, will they think I'm too weird? Or suddenly become this yoga person? Well, firstly, don't become a weirdo, like a yoga weirdo. And secondly, you know, if you're going to live your life by other people's agendas, there's definitely a recipe for suffering. When you're living other people's, what they want and how they want your life to be, whoever it is, well-meaning as they may be, they probably just love you and they want the best for you. But as long as you're not living what you want in your heart, that's definitely going to spell out suffering, right? From my experience. So as Lizzie and many other people in our community have said, who have had this very question before, because the people around them didn't understand them. What normally happens is that when they start to see the results in your life and how your life had transformed, they start to align with you and they become your biggest supporters. And sometimes that doesn't happen. Like they don't become your supporters. They just continue not understanding it. But then by that stage, you are living your life anyway, and it really doesn't, mean so much more then, right? Like it isn't that big a deal anymore. So you owe it to yourself is what I would say, to live the life that you truly want in your life. So if it aligns, if it speaks to you, then, you're invited to take the step and come and join us. That's all I have for you. I can see that I've just gone 3 minutes over, and that is a record for me because normally that's difficult. So to close off, to say, you've got the link in the chat. If you're watching this as a recording, then there will be a link somewhere here or in an email that was sent to you. Thank you for joining me live, or if you're watching the recording, I hope to see you on the inside of the program if it aligns. If you have any other questions, do reach out. And if you're not sure where to reach out, support@dylanayaloo.com, and my team will get back to you normally within 24 hours, sometimes quicker than that. So thank you. Great to have you in the session. I look forward to seeing you very soon, hopefully in Inspire.